What's going on, Knuckleheads? GCam Gaming here with another LEGO Legacies Unboxed video for you. And today I have a very special video. I'm going to give you my take on what I think the best team for you to build as a free-to-play player is. I know a lot of us are free-to-play players. I personally am not. I invested in Hank. I invested in Scarlet. I really wanted to get my Buccaneers team up. But I'm kind of taking the free-to-play route the rest of the way through. I got what I wanted. I'm not just going to wail on every single thing out there. But I know a lot of you want to just go the whole free-to-play route and you think the game is unfair and they favor the pay-to-play and it's impossible to win as a free-to-play. It's not. I think some of the best units, if not the best units in the game, are all free-to-play units. It's just that they take a really long time to farm up. And that's the thing about being free-to-play is it's a time investment. But I think these units are always going to be viable and you could always build a viable team as a free-to-play player. It's just going to take you a little bit of time. You don't need Hanks, you don't need Scarlets, you don't need Governors, right? You don't need Spooky Girls, you don't need the things that are hidden behind the paywall. You can build an entirely viable team without Will-O-the-Witch on it. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a guide of what I think I would play as my 5-man free-to-play team. This is just my opinion, so you might also have an opinion on what your best free-to-play team is. If you do, leave it in the comments below, and let me know what you think of the team that I'm putting together for you right now. So I'm going to start with a good core, as always. One of the most viable trios in the game, as you might have guessed already, is the Castle Trio. Dragon Master Barnabas, Jester Go-Go, and wherever my boy is, Magisto over here. And this is a very, very viable trio, all free to play and a good core to your team. I'll go into Magisto first. So Magisto's a little interesting. You can't get him 7 stars yet. I think you can maybe get him 5 or 6 stars. I think you can get him up to 6 stars now. I haven't done the math. If somebody could correct me in the comments, I would appreciate that too. But I'm going to say you can get him up to 6 stars, not yet 7. But he's still a pretty awesome unit. Great stats. With his passive, he actually becomes the fastest unit in the game. So that really helps. And he's an amazing support unit that really synergizes well with the King's Court. Quick overview of his abilities. He's got a basic that does 100% damage and can clear a random buff from an opponent if they have 3 or more debuffs on them. 3 or more buffs on them, I'm sorry. He's got a nice special that does 150% damage and a 75% chance to inflict clumsy, plus 5% bonus for each active castle hero. On this team, he's going to get a bonus 10% because we're going to be playing Barnabas and Go-Go on this team. If the target is techie, he's going to be able to disarm them. Now, there's not too many techie units out there that are used too much. Zane is one, so, you know, it could definitely work to shut down Zane a little bit. Healing Feeling. I hate that this is a 4 cooldown. It's really annoying, but it's a decent little heal. Does 30% of the target's max health, which for if you're targeting a Jester Go-Go, that's a nice piece of health you're giving back to him. The target also gains payback for 2 turns. And if they're King's Court, they have a 100% chance to gain Hardy. Great synergy with Go-Go and Barnabas as, specifically more Go-Go, as when Go-Go taunts, because he has such a low defense, he's really going to take a lot of damage, but he has so much HP. You heal him up, now you give him Hardy, then you switch it over to Barnabas, and it's just really a lot of taunts being thrown back and forth on this team. It's going to be all about those 2 taunting and Magisto really buffing them up. Speaking of buffing them up, he has an amazing passive. At the start of the battle, Castle Hero's defense is increased by 35%. So Go-Go now has some sort of viability in his defense, maybe. And Barnabas, it becomes really, really tanky with that. King's Court heroes also get their speed increased by 25%, including him, making him the fastest unit in the game. And whenever a hero counters, they have a 100% chance to heal 10% of their max health. Castle is all about getting payback, especially if you're going to be playing the Guarded Inset, which we're probably not going to be playing with this team. And they also get 5% bonus heal if they're Castle. Barnabas is all about that passive where he counters too. So he's going to be able to heal himself up when he's taunting via the counters. Go-Go's going to be able to heal him up too. You're going to want to use that Healing Feeling on Go-Go, really. Then he also has a really awesome ultimate. 200% damage to a target foe, and 3 stacks of damage over time, for 3 turns, Dizzy for 2 turns, and 150% damage to all other foes, and has a 70% chance to inflict 1 to 2 stacks of damage over time for 2 turns, and a 50% chance to inflict dizzy for 1 turn. So it's a great ultimate, kind of like an AoE, which has a main target too. Really strong. Magisto is going to be a core of your free-to-play team, and all you got to do is kind of just complete events and stuff to get them. Now, I'm sure in the comment section, people will be going outrageous saying, how am I going to complete all those achievements if I'm free to play? It's going to take me forever. I'm never going to be able to get to the top of the arena. You can do it. It's just going to take a really long amount of time. And if you're free to play, that means you're willing to grind it out and you're in it for the long haul. Again, the way these games work is pay to play gets you all the stuff really fast and keeps you relevant in the meta, and you're going to be in the top of the arena. I get it. Free to play is you get the stuff eventually. So you don't get the new shiny toys if you're free to play. You got to go back in time and kind of grab the old shiny toys and start building them up before they're shiny. Let's go take a look at our next unit I was talking about. We'll go right into Jester Go-Go, probably one of the top 5 units in the game still today. He can pretty much get plug and played with anyone, but he's super good on a King's Court team, specifically with Brutus and Magisto. It's basics, nothing to, it's not the greatest thing in the world. 110% damage, 50% chance to gain critical up. He's not a damage doer. The critical up will help him, but again, you get a little bit of synergy with King's Court. His special actually does a fair amount of damage. Definitely something you want to put some points into early on. 150% damage to a target foe. 10% bonus damage for each buff on Go-Go. If Go-Go's got 10 buffs on him, that's another 100% damage. Now he's doing 250% damage on this attack. So this is something that you really want to save for while he's taunting and while he's got those buffs on him. If the target is defeated, refreshes the cooldown of Village Idiot. So this is a great kill shot. If you can kill someone while he's taunting with this, you can get your taunt right back up, because the taunt is Village Idiot, which we're going to look at next. He gains taunt for 2 turns, heals for 25% of his max health, so it's a taunt and a self-heal. Really like that. King Brutus is active. He gains debuff immunity, which is great, and it's a really great synergy, but for what we're doing, I don't think that King Brutus is what you want to be playing on your all free-to-play team. You can, definitely can, it's viable. King's Court is all free-to-play and very viable, but not what I would want to do on a free-to-play team. His passive is really what makes him him. Whenever he takes damage, he has a 50% chance to heal a hero with the lowest health for 20% of his max health. By the way, his health is almost 20,000. So that's a lot. If he has taunt when he takes the damage, he has a 50% bonus chance to heal and 50% bonus heal. So if he's taunting, 100% chance that he's going to heal your ally with the lowest amount of health for 35% of his health, which is almost 20,000. It's 19,000. He cannot heal himself, so it's not a self-healing thing. But what you do is you have Magisto heal him while he's taunting, giving him Hardy, making sure that he's going to at least last up until Brutus can the torch can be passed to Brutus, and he could start taking damage too. He's also going to be getting payback and stuff and start healing up his own HP via counterattacks. So that's really going to be pretty helpful too. Jester Go-Go, definitely one of the top free-to-play units out there right now. And another one of my favorites, part of the Castle Trio, very popular right now, is Dragon Master Brutus. Really cool unit. His basic does 100% damage, could inflict speed down. And if Magisto's active, it increases his pep by 10%. So Magisto actually makes these guys relatively fast. His taunt is pretty cool. Gains taunt for 2 turns. 80% chance to inflict foes with attack down 2 for 2 turns. So he can inflict 1 foe with attack down 2. That's pretty cool. Spooky foes are also inflicted with skill down for 2 turns. Spooky is not prevalent right now. Nobody is really playing zombie, although I do see him in arena sometimes when he's maxed out. I don't see too much Spooky Girl, but I think Spooky's eventually going to be in the meta, so it helps to have a little bit of a counter to them. I love this special. Duel the Dragon Master clears all buffs from the target foe and deals 150% damage, plus 10% bonus damage for each buff cleared. If you're clearing a lot of buffs from someone, I'm looking at you, Ninjago, and I'm looking at you, other castle teams, you're really going to be doing a fair amount of damage with this. His attack is not that bad at all. He's a relatively, hard-hitting tank. Plus, you're clearing all buffs. That's why I love Scarlet so much, because she has a special that clears buffs from people, and Barnabas has the same thing. And the cool thing is, even if they dodge the attack, you're still going to clear all the buffs from them. So, worst case scenario, and they dodge your big, massive hit, at least you're still clearing the buffs from them, and that's something. And his passive is really his bread and butter. Whenever Barnabas is attacked and takes damage from a foe, he has a 50% chance to counter, plus a 3% chance for each active King's Court hero. So he's going to have almost a 60% chance on this squad that we're building to hit a counter attack. Plus, thanks to Magisto, he'll be healing when he hits those counters. It's going to be a lot of sustain from these three. Now, the next route you guys can take is, if you want to go all King's Court, and you want to go King Brutus, and you want to go Princess, whatever her name is, not Princess Storm, Princess, or not Argenta, Princess Verda, you can do that, and that's definitely viable, but I wouldn't personally do that on my all free-to-play team. The next unit I'm going for is the one I hate facing the most, Highwayman. I think he's, if not the best unit in the game, definitely top 3 unit in the game. This guy hits like a truck. I've literally lost games just because I could not hit him and could not get to him to take him out. So his thing is, his basics are doing a ton of damage, 120% damage with a 30% chance to inflict debilitate for 1 turn. That's really going to help kind of cripple the opposing teams. Also, he kind of stacks debuffs a little bit. He gains stealth for 2 turns and critical damage up for 2 turns. And if he already has stealth, he gains dodge up 2 for 3 turns. He's super fast, and he can stealth himself. He's super annoying and so hard to take out, because even though he's really kind of squishy, he's so fast, it's really hard to focus him down before he gets under that stealth and get him at least to AoE range. And when he's under that stealth, he's got critical damage up, and he's hitting hard. His special is specifically annoying. He does 120% damage. It inflicts crit down, but the worst part is that 30% bonus damage if he has stealth. He's hitting so hard. And then his passive, when he has stealth, he has 15% critical chance. So while he's under stealth, his critical damage goes up and he gets more critical chance. And when he gains stealth, he also gets speed up for 2 turns. It's really annoying. Lastly, I want to talk about his ultimate. 125% damage to a target foe, so it's a nice blow you up. 25% bonus damage for each debuff on the foe, maximum of 5, so potential 250% damage on this ultimate. Great if you're playing him with your free-to-play bucks, which we haven't really built this free-to-play team around that, but he's a great free-to-play unit that works with Cap, so he's going to work with bucks. In our squad that we're building right now, he's going to hide behind his stealth. He's going to hide behind Barnabas and Go-Go. He's not going to be taken out, right? And the thing about Highwayman is he does so much damage with his 3016 base attack that the fact that he's got stealth protecting him, and then he's got Barnabas and Go-Go protecting him, and then if you get him down a little bit, your Go-Go manages to get a taunt off, you're going to get him healed all the way back up relatively quickly. You're not going to be able to take this unit down. He's really going to be tough to take down. He's the last one to fall, and he does so much damage, he's going to melt other opposing units. The last unit I want to talk about, before I get there, I want to talk about some honorable mentions that you can go with for this team that we're building. One of my favorites, Redbeard. Obviously, I'm a Buccaneers player. I would definitely go with Redbeard. That disarm, those debuffs are going to work in synergy with Highwayman, and he's going to be great with the King's Court trio. Definitely would recommend playing Redbeard, but it's Aurora is another one I would recommend. Another good healer with a revive. Revives are very important. Cook Bart, wherever he may be. Cook Bart is another one that I would recommend. Hiker is another free-to-play unit, super easy to build up, that I would recommend playing with this squad. There's Cook Bart. Scarlet is obviously not free-to-play, but I'm going to go with Yuppie. And the reason I want to go with Yuppie over Aurora for a reviver is because he does more buffing than Aurora, whereas Aurora does healing and reviving. And I think that you are going to have enough healing with just Go-Go and Magisto on this team, because Go-Go can really heal people up very fast. So he's got a basic, and if he has 5+ stacks of termination, he gains dodge up. So he's a little bit harder to hit. Basic does 100% damage. I like the Make It Rain, even though it's got a long cooldown. That a hero is inflicted with overworked for 2 turns and granted critical chance up 2 for 3 turns and speed up 2 for 3 turns. So he ups your critical chance and he ups your speed. And who does that work really well with? Maybe Highwayman or Brutus would have definitely benefit from that. Brutus doing more damage would help out a lot on this squad. Or even Magisto. I'd probably use it on Highwayman though, just to get that critical chance up even more. You rent a figure, love this. It's a reassemble random, it's a heal, it's a revive, 30% of their max health, and he grants them hardy. So I actually think it's the best revive in the game. I think he's one of the best figures in the game. And it increases their pep by 50%. So not only are they revived, they're given hardy, so they can't be taken down in one shot, and they're going to get to go soon. Really, really good ability here. Love his passive. When a hero is defeated, Yuppie gains 1 stack of termination. For each stack of termination, his attack is increased by 9%. So every time somebody dies, he can bring them back. And not only he can bring them back, he's going to get a stack of termination. You're probably not going to be stacking up terminations too much in Arena because it's a 5-minute time limit. So he's probably only going to get off 1 revive. I'll be honest, when I see a Yuppie in Arena, he's the first one I'm targeting, which is why we're using a double taunt team to protect him. You really want to make sure he is the focal point of this team. He's the superstar because he's going to really be the one keeping everyone alive. When Jester goes down and it's just Brutus, he's going to revive Jester Go-Go. Brutus goes down, he's going to revive him. Go-Go's going to heal him back up. He's going to make the stall so hard to deal with. But he's not just there for sustain and stall. He's got an ultimate, and a pretty darn good ultimate at that. Keep in mind, this team now has 3 ultimates. So the more ultimates you can use, the better. One reason is ultimates take up a little more time in Arena and helps with the stall, but that's kind of a cheesy reason to do it, but they're also good abilities. Deals 100% damage to a target foe and 10% bonus damage for each stack of termination he has. We said if it's Arena, he's probably only going to have max 1 stack of termination. Clears all stacks of termination on Yuppie, and then active heroes assist for 50% damage. Yuppie is inflicted with Dizzy for 1 turn. So it's a mass assist, and it's great to have a mass assist, even if it's only 50%, when one of the heroes assisting is Highwayman, and the other 3 are the Castle Trio, and they're kind of all buffed up and stuff. It's a really good ultimate. This is a very hard team to deal with, and it's all free to play. Now, are they easy units to farm? No, they're not going to be easy units to farm. It's going to take you a really long time. But this squad is always going to be viable, and if you don't like any of these units, like I said, there's some honorable mentions. Aurora, Redbeard, Cookbar, Hiker, all great units to run. I just feel like Yuppie is probably the best unit in the game next to Highwayman. I personally think Highwayman's the best unit in the game because he's actually a lot harder to kill than Yuppie. But Yuppie is pretty much up there, and I think the King's Court Trio is pretty high up there. They're definitely all top 10 units. Go-Go's probably one of the top 5 units. I think Redbeard is also top 5. Probably do another video on my top 10 or whatever. But that's all I got for you today, Knuckleheads. I'm glad I could help you out with a free-to-play team. I hate to see people discouraged. Ooh, Firefighter Ash. You definitely want to farm her up too. She's one of my favorites. Sorry. I hate to see people discouraged by the whole paywall thing, but I still think the best units in the game are all free to play, and you really have a good shot to do this. There was even some other units here that I didn't mention. There's a lot of really good free to play units. You just got to put the time into farming them, and I know it's annoying that you can't get that instant gratification like a pay to play player, but hey, if you're free to play, this is what you signed up for. So just buckle down, hunker down, farm. I know it's tough. You're not getting the same amount of arena shards. It's not going to be easy. These games are not designed to be easy for free-to-play players to do. But you can do it. It just takes a lot of patience, a little bit of time. And when you finally do get these units up to 7 stars, you're going to be able to take Arena by storm, because I think a free-to-play team is going to be just as good as a pay-to-play one. Please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell for some notifications, and as always, knuckle up.
She blocked me on Instagram, Snapchat, I don't give a damn about that. I can see your face, still feel the same. I don't feel the need to forget your name, so